Forgot to do an intro again, so here we go. Tip. Watch Master of None Season 2 on Netflix.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. It's just a tip. It's a very good show. Watch it.
Welcome to another podcast for Wired.
Witty.
And everything else.
Yay!
All right, we're well into May now, guys.
Yeah,
Hopefully everything's going well. Some new games recently got launched, which I'm pretty stoked about. But we're going to start out with a shout-out. So who are we shouting out today, Witty?
The Nerd Writer.
The Nerd Writer, okay.
Yeah. Actually, a very good channel if you guys haven't. Maybe he's a big channel. I think he's like 1.5 million subscribers.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. But basically what he does is, like, if you guys watch, like, Vox or Ted Talks, which is Ted's cousin who just talks about tractors. But or TED Talks. It's kind of like those channels, but what it's one dude, and he basically does breakdowns from everything from film analyzation to music analyzation, music theory. He, like, one of my favorites that he does is that he breaks down why Batman vs Superman is such a horrible movie, and why Zack Snyder movies tend to be not horrible, but just underwhelming when compared to, like, Marvel movies.
Yeah.
He does essays about art, science. Like, it's a really interesting channel, and you guys should definitely watch. I mean, my favorites, of course, are he does a breakdown of Casey Neistat, the Darjeeling Limited, and of course the Batman vs Superman is definitely one that you guys should check out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really good. Like, basically he says that like what Zack Snyder does is that every time we watch a movie, say like The Green Mile or
Okay.
What's it?
I don't have like an IMDb
notable
pulled up for Zack Snyder, so I'm just shooting off the
Oh, well, no, I'm not naming his movies.
Okay.
I mean, like what's a good movie that, like, you can recall a scene from?
Die Hard all day.
Like Die Hard, yeah. So like the elevator scene where he takes the guy's gun. Those are moments, so that you remember those moments from those movies. The problem with Zack Snyder is that he creates moments. He doesn't create scenes. He creates moments. So each time, like, a character or something is happening, Zack Snyder is trying to make a moment out of it, so it seems forced, and like everything is in slow motion, or everything is really hyped up, and so it just kind of like makes your senses dull to what exactly is going on in the movie, because he's trying to force moments into each one of these scenes instead of having like actual scenes. So
that's an interesting synopsis. I just, from my understanding with the Batman vs Superman, is just that a lot of people, it should have been split up into two parts, and they left a lot on the cutting room floor, and there were some things that didn't make sense, especially like the whole like flash forward sort of scene.
Yeah, that's him creating a moment.
Yeah, it was
he uses that very often. Like,
so weird. I don't know. I mean, I hope Justice League will be alright. The only thing that really comes to the top of my head, and I believe he directed it, was Watchmen. That was pretty good.
Watchmen is also, but he also copied that exactly from the comics. If you've ever read those comics, he takes it page for page, including the dialogue is page for page the comics. So if you're
explains why it was still pretty good.
Yeah. So like if you've read the comics, you're connecting with that with all those moments. Like, oh, that's how it should look, or that's how it should act out. One of the only movies that he's done that in that has been still well liked is 300.
Yeah.
Which is, again, another one, though, that he took straight from Frank Miller's comics. So.
Well, Nerd Writer, that sounds like you have a really awesome channel, super successful, definitely go keep doing what you're doing. I'll go check him out. I like actually watching down breakdowns. I hate was it like Watch Mojo though? The like desktop 10s?
Oh yeah, that's nothing like this.
Looper's okay, but even then, like, that's not even all that great either, because they pull like facts out of their ass sometimes.
It's just those are just kind of like force feeding.
Yeah, those like force feeding like sort of things. So it looks like his are pretty well thought out.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of thought into them, and
that's good.
They're very well. His points are very well laid out, and he's a huge fan of Louis C.K. and he has a couple of videos on Louis C.K. that are awesome, and how Louis C.K. like breaks down jokes and like it's really good. So you guys should really check him out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be sure to do that soon too. So now we're gonna go into some things on like what's going on this week a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, some new games came out recently, specifically like Injustice 2, which is getting awesome reviews, and The Surge, which I actually picked up myself because we can't stay away from the Dark Souls type games, and I'm having fun with it. It's slightly, if I had a criticism, because I'm not that far into it just yet, but my slight criticism, it's starting to get a little tiny bit repetitious, but I'm not bored of it by any means. It's actually a pretty solid game so far. Plus, I like the fact, too, that you know how, like, in Dark Souls, when you die, you lose all your souls. Yeah. Well, here, I mean, that same thing will still happen, but it's like tech scraps instead. But if you make it back to your med bay and you can't spend all your extra souls, per se, or tech scraps, you can actually store them in a bank. And that way, they'll be there for you to spend later. And anytime you spend funds, they come out of your bank first before they take out of you. But basically before you leave your med bay, you just store whatever you didn't use, so it's there for later. So it's actually they put a lot of thought into it. I don't quite understand why they, like, if you do die, you have a time limit to get back to your tech scraps where you died to get them. But every time you kill like an enemy, it extends the time. So it's pretty fair about it and lenient. I don't know why they added that. There's not a lot of reason. I'm guessing it's like a little additional challenge or to be a little different. I wish they would have put maybe a little bit of a point to it, like the big broom scrap metal guy is going to come and suck up all your extra scraps. Or it doesn't seem to really be a point to it, but it's still like I'm having fun with it so far. The bosses are pretty neat, so we'll probably be playing some Surge for the channel here soon. And let's see what news. I'll start you off with whatever you wanted to talk about.
It's not game related.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I'll stick with some game related things. South Park Stick of Truth. The Fractured Butthole finally looks like it is going to get released in October. I'm hoping that stays true. I'm okay with game delays if something doesn't fit, if work or fit. Oh shit, actually bumped my thing. Anyways, but I'm glad to see that they're finally progressing. So I got worried because it was supposed to have been out last year and got delayed, and the last delay was to April. And then and then we didn't even hear anything until recently. So I'm glad that there's something there. I love the first one. It was great. Yeah. And then, did you see that fucking Square Enix dropped IO Interactive?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Idiots.
I mean, looking at their game library, I see. I know like the Hitman Absolution kind of got a little bit of shit, but I like the Absolution game.
Yeah, and the episodic stuff that they have right now is.
It's not that bad from what I hear. Yeah. I mean, sure, they're most notable for the Hitman games. I think they also did Kane & Lynch, which I think they really missed out on big time. That had a lot of potential. And
was it the second one that looked like it was being filmed through?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked that sort of, but it got boring really quick.
Both games didn't work right mechanically. Both those games had so much potential to be awesome games. One game that's not really spoken of much, but I actually kind of had fun playing it whenever I was a little younger, was Freedom Fighters. It was basically like the Soviets invaded America, and then you're like playing as like little small arm rebels taking it back. It was kind of fun for what it was at the time. I thought it wasn't that bad of a game. It was. I remember picking it up like on a bargain bin and being very, very happy with that. So hopefully IO Interactive finds a new investor or a buyer and keeps making some good shit. I wonder if that means Square Enix still own the rights to Hitman and shit like that, or
I don't know. Actually,
I would assume they would. They
dogs are tearing up something.
I'm guessing they just want to sell all whatever the fuck IO has. We'll see. And not a lot of like I said, that about covers it.
Remember?
What about Destiny 2?
You didn't see it?
What?
It got announced, and like the gameplay and everything, like everyone's like, "Oh!"
like, I was so burned by the first one. Anything with the word Destiny in it, I'm not fucking interested in right now. I'm sorry. Like, I'll go check it out later, I guess, just because sure, it's video game related. But man, like the first one, fuck me.
I know. We were so hyped too.
And I had fun up until like the end, and it was like, oh, so it's just a big grind fuck, and then. Yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't play the new updates and the DLCs and the fucking more DLCs and then the more DLCs and then the separate fucking Paragon or whatever. It's too much. It's too fucking much. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Maybe call me an asshole for being such a casual gamer sometimes, but I was just so disappointed with the core fucking copy. I could care less what the fuck you do with that game.
Yeah.
You fucked up, Bungie. Sorry. In my eyes, anyways. I'm sure you still have a huge following, so I'm just one peasant that's not very interested in what the fuck you have to offer at the moment. So, hopefully, it'll be a good game, I guess. Okay, so you say you have something non-game related. What's going on with that?
Well, okay,
What'd you
find? So the FCC started doing votes to begin the process of undoing net neutrality. Do you know what the net?
Yeah, because I saw the John Oliver bit where basically they can slow internet speeds down. Oh shit, dog. So they could slow internet speeds or search engines down if, like, basically if a company, like let's say Microsoft pays your cable company
to use Bing.
Yeah. Right, to use Bing, and then they'll slow the fuck out of Google, but Bing will be really fast. That's pretty fucked up.
I mean, he's not saying that that's exactly what's going to happen, but it's an example of what they could do if it were loosened.
Right.
And so they started votes today. Today's date 19th? Nope, it's 18th.
Tomorrow? Oh.
Yesterday.
Well, yes, okay.
So they started...
This week.
Yeah, this week. So they started votes... not to do it, but it's like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. So it's like it opens a debate on, like, essentially a proposal to reverse the Title II designation, and then a question whether the FCC is allowed to impose any kind of net neutrality at all. So
the only benefit I could really see from this sort of thing is if this will have an impact on, like, the overall cost of a services, because they're getting money off of like services or sites that want faster speeds. They then kind of capture that profit into savings for the customer. I'd probably be a little more on board with this shit.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it, though, from a personal standpoint? Kind of sucks dick, or could go either way. Too early to tell.
I mean, really, the like what it's in place, what it's supposed to, like, do is prevent. Well, it's supposed to allow a competitive market, so, like, prevent, like, a monopoly, like a Comcast sort of situation.
So the little guy has a fighting chance. Right?
Yeah, sort of. I guess. I mean, it just, and companies are saying, like, oh, well, you're not allowing me to take, to take certain amounts of money from other people, from other companies, which would essentially drive down the cost, which I don't think it's going to.
I don't think it's going to. That's the thing that pisses me off most about it, is that they're going to make all this money off of net neutrality going away. And we're not going to see any of it as far as the savings from the customer. They're just going to be a big fuck you. That's why I can't wait for whenever, like, Wi-Fi is just everywhere and is free. Yeah. Like, that day is going to come. I mean, it may not happen in our lifetime, or at least, like, we might be a lot older when it does. But I can easily see, like, Wi-Fi being just a free for everybody to fucking use, and the big fucking middle finger to the cable companies. Because they're not doing anything to be, in my eyes or my opinion, they're not doing very much to be innovative. They're trying to fucking just squeeze all the fucking money out of they can and just milk fucking cash cows and shit like that. I mean,
I worked for a cable company, and every fucking month it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna raise the price on this, we're gonna raise the price on that, we're gonna raise the price on this. Like, why? Because
same way we're working at a movie theater. Every fucking, like, 6 months they would raise the price to everything in increments. Like, everything would go up like a quarter.
Yeah, like, I went to the movies the other day and it was like fucking $16 for a hot dog and a drink.
Fuck you.
Like, why?
I understand that's where the theater makes their money. They don't make much off of the ticket sales. They make very, very small amounts off the ticket sales. But still, like, are you fucking kidding me? $16? I'll just fucking put a pocket hot dog and walk right in.
I'll eat warm pocket hot dog. I don't care. Like,
But this is what pisses me off about the cable companies is they don't do anything to try to, because what they do now is they capture, like, whenever you live in this area, you usually only have one, maybe two options of cable companies. Both usually suck. And then they don't really give a shit about their customers. They charge you an assload of money for not a lot what you're getting. And fuck. So, most people are just getting with internet and then just fucking watching all their shit online. So, once we release that whole, like, internet is free or viable to use for everybody, fuck cable companies. They can go to hell. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just they don't want internet service providers and the government regulating the internet and should treat basically, I don't know, all internet the same, not discriminating or charging differently by the user or content, website, platform, application. Like that's why that's in place. I think it's just gonna get worse. if they take it away.
And I get it too. I get people's argument. It was like, well, the government have to control everything. I get that too. I don't want the government to be involved in every little aspect, but to create a fair sort of market in some cases where you'd really have no control other than these type of regulations are sometimes okay, and we have to take a look at that. So hopefully we won't see a huge impact, but it's going to really suck if, like, Google speeds go way the fuck down because they refuse to pay, and then all of a sudden I'm having to search on Bing because Google takes forever.
Yeah, and Bing can't find anything. Bing can't even probably find itself. So it's like... like, come on. Plus, how is Bing is like the most like, okay, if you Google age of consent in I think Philippines or China, you get like a picture of like a guy going like really like age of consent. I think it's in Japan or something. No, I can't remember. Is it China? So, damn it, I can't remember. 14 years old.
14 years old in China.
Oh my Jesus. God.
Now we're going to look like a bunch of kid diddlers. Thanks, Sasha. Thankfully, you're using your computer.
God damn. I can't remember.
But, like, you get like a... Click on images.
You get like... Well, no, because you used to get like a guy going like, really? Like... Like, that would be the first thing that would pop up is like,
took that
come
away.
on. Yeah, well, no, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember the country it was. It was like one of those countries that's very, loose. And not... if I Google that on Bing, I'll probably get a site where it's like, hey, it's okay.
Oh man. But I do have a coworker.
Consent.
I do have a coworker who's all about like Microsoft and Bing. Such a fucking fanboy. Xbox all the way. Windows phones, which is fucking garbage. And Bing's everything, and it's just like, hey, well, at least with my Bing stuff, I get Bing rewards. Bing and Microsoft and Bing these nuts, and like, you can Bing bang boom your fucking way out of fucking Trumpville. I don't give a shit. Like, fuck, Google just fucking works. It's simple. It's easy. Fuck a Bing. Like, I don't know. So, anyways, fucking. Yeah. So, other than net neutrality, which I know, like I said, John Oliver did a good job. I love John Oliver. I mean, because, like, here's the thing. Like, he's very left, yes, but he's not so far left. Like, I don't like Stephen Colbert. He's too far left.
I hate Stephen.
He's too far left. He's crazy. He's on the crazy
it's not
left.
For me, it's not that he's too far left. It's just like, I'm just like, you're just not funny to me.
No, yeah, that too. It's very dry. It's almost psycho in some cases. Very weird. And even then, sometimes it gets even like really kind of borderline racy. And,
well, I mean, that's his persona though.
I get that, but
because I remember his show before that was he was super conservative, and he was pretending to be like a super conservative person who's just ignorant. Now he's doing the opposite. Where he's pretending to be a super Democrat.
I also like certain people that are just. Again, like the middle, like a little bit left, like your John Oliver is about as far left as I usually go, and a little bit right. But when you go so far right where you're listening to like Alex Jones, it's too far right. That's too far right. Man, that guy is losing it. That guy is losing it. Did you he's like in the middle of like a divorce and shit like that right now? Oh yeah, he is fucking losing his mind, dude.
Everyone's losing their mind.
Him especially. Fuck, that guy is...
It's hard to be in news right now.
He has these huge, like, just random blurts, like, you can go lick my taint with American... Blah, blah. Oh, sorry, Lord. This is a Christian channel. Sorry.
Why did you say it?
Sorry, folks. Sorry. Like, he's so fucking creepy. Anyways, well, that's political as I'm getting. Anyways, so what other news things came up this week? I mean, I know it's kind of been a little bit of a slow week, sort of.
Well, I mean, for other things, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they announced CBS is doing Star Trek Discovery. It's been pushed back a lot, but they finally put out a trailer for it. Looks awesome. Usually, I'm not a fan of CBS because usually it's just like, bleh. Like the show's on there. Like I don't. It has that same effect that ABC has on me, where I'm like, all right, I get it. Like I'm done.
Yeah, those type of yeah. We'll hopefully they don't fuck that up, but I know they will. Anyways,
I don't think they will. I mean, it looks to be really well done, and I'm getting pretty excited. But again, it was pushed back and pushed back again, and it lost the first guy, Brian Fuller, because of his workload, which includes American Gods, which is on Stars, which you guys should check out. It's really good. But they didn't say when it's gonna come out because they still don't have a date for it. But apparently it's this fall. But I hope it's good. Please be good.
Forgive me, I don't know much about this story. Maybe you will. What's going on with that hacker group that got a hold of, I guess, like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh yeah. Like, we're gonna release it if you don't give us a bunch of money, and Disney's just like, who cares? I mean, they're pretty much taking the same stance as Apple did, which was like, all right, like they're saying, well, we'll release it on pirated sites. That gets done anyway, even like the day after the movie comes out anyway. So, but people still go see it. People still go pay to see it because one, there are those people who are like, well, I'm not going on those sites on my computer because that's stealing. And then there's the other people who are like, I'm not going on those sites on my computer because I don't want to get a virus.
Yeah.
So, like, go ahead, release it. Like, who cares? Like, I'm gonna go pay for it. I'm gonna go watch it. Like, because I want to go to a theater where I'm in front of a giant screen and seats that recline and have heaters because they have those new seats now at the AMC that are fucking awesome. I'm never seeing another movie in basic ass bitch theater ever again.
Well, yeah, the one we typically go to is at least close, so I know it's not the greatest. But
no, that one's actually nice.
It's not bad. It's pretty nice. It's not like your Disney Cineplex or whatever the fuck, but no, yeah, and at the same time too, yeah. Whenever a movie first gets launched, I wonder what the quality they're quoting is because I'm sure it's probably dog shit.
I mean, they're saying that it's going to be the movie.
Well, I can't stand camera. I can't do it.
It's not going to be camera. They said that they hacked like where it's at and they took the actual file.
Oh, okay.
And released the thing. Like I don't know. Like I like going to the movie theater. Like people like going to the movie theater, unless you're like a fucking shut-in who just sits on his ass and his or her ass. I'm sorry, and tip taps against the crumbs on your keyboard. And
the only people that I kind of understand, and I know it's still stealing, so it's not right, is I have friends with like kids, and it's almost impossible to get out because they gotta hire a sitter and still have to pay for the tickets, and it's just a lot.
Well, you knew the next Harry Potter was coming out. Why the fuck did you have children? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the movie company's fault by any means, and I'm not saying it's right, but that's the only circumstance I can understand where they're like, we just watched a shitty camera version because I have like 2 or 3 kids, and either they're too young or it's not enough money in the budget right now, so we
but
just
usually those are the types that go out and buy the Blu-ray or buy the DVD, so they can see like the actual movie.
Right, or well, I do know that some that do just pirate it, and there you go. But that's gonna fucking happen with the internet. So oh well. But that's the only circumstance I can kind of, I guess, understand. Even though again it's not right, is that they have kids, they just want to stay at home, watch it with their kids, and they didn't have to pay jack diddly shit. So they can get the fucking Orville Redenbacher bullshit and not have to pay $20 for a fucking thing of popcorn.
Oh God.
Oh, shit. So, oh, man. Well, this has been a kind of a shorter podcast. Did you want to throw anything else out there just yet?
No, I mean, next week we're having Chris O'Talk on. Like, look, we've been trying to get this done for, like, a couple of weeks. It's nothing on his part. It's everything on us. We've just been really busy.
We're super busy sometimes.
And it's just, every time, like, I really wanted to do it last weekend, and then some baby had to be born. And then... I couldn't wait, and then I really want to do it this weekend, but I'm seeing my mom on Sunday, and Patrick's got stuff to do. So to Chris O'Taco, I swear to God, I would have already told you this by the way before this airs. This is not how you're going to find out, but I would have already told you this. We will reschedule. I promise you will be on the show.
Yeah,
I am so sorry.
And that was kind of the point when I started these podcasts, is I wanted to get guests on, and I hope we can make this like a weekly occurrence where we get like a new guest on, or at least like a once a month thing would be great, where we have like a third set of opinions and a third voice. So I'm looking forward to having Chris O'Taco on, and we appreciate you sticking with us and being patient. But for anybody who likes Chris O'Taco, we're going to actually do like a collaboration with our podcast. But I am going to go ahead and segue into our why the fuck, or at least my why the fuck. For those of you that don't know this, is I just question something and I just say, why the fuck people have a problem with this or like this or whatever the hell may it be. And this week, I think Sasha and I briefly discussed it, and it's why the fuck do people have such a, and this is a small amount of people, have such a problem wearing seatbelts? I don't understand. Well, okay.
Well, tell them a story.
Well, this morning on I-4, in Florida, it's a big fucking highway that a lot of people die on.
Yeah. It's like Fury Road, dude. Like literally, just like the drums of war. When you're getting on that, like the entry.
Yeah.
The drums of war, and I'm ready, like all the way down to my gas pedal, like.
And then you have the fucking one Prius going like 30, trying to merge on the 65. And like just a like dude with a guitar on the top of your car.
Like with the drums. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fun route to take, but it can be super sketchy, super dangerous. Obviously, you have semis, people driving at all sorts of variations of speeds. It's probably not a bad idea to wear a seatbelt. I mean, most cars are designed with good safety things. Yeah, it's no guarantee it'll save your life, but hey, it'll at least keep you strapped in, and it'll prevent this from happening to you, because this morning at about 12:30, they had to shut down a good section of I-4 because somebody in a black Volkswagen was probably hauling ass and radically changed a lane and sideswiped an SUV. Both cars flipped. The driver of the black Volkswagen was ejected from the vehicle for not wearing their seatbelt, and then got ran over by a Dodge Charger. The guy driving the Dodge Charger was not at fault. The guy in the red SUV, perfectly fine, no single injury. And the guy driving the black Volkswagen, probably like a dickhead, died. And it's unfortunate. He was apparently 25 years old and is now dead. And the Florida Highway Patrol said that he probably would have lived had he been wearing a seatbelt.
He definitely wouldn't have been ejected from the car and then run over by a Dodge Charger.
Right, exactly. At least you would have stayed in it.
Probably had a broken collar.
I mean, have you seen those like Subaru commercials? The cars all fucking crushed to shit, and you're like, yeah, we lived. Yeah. I guarantee you, if you weren't wearing your fucking seatbelt, you probably wouldn't have lived. Nope. But I have talked to people that argue this, and they have the most stupid fucking arguments. I get the one. It's just like, well, they should fucking tickets. Government always telling me what to do, and then they want to give me tickets for it. And my counter argument to those type of people is, yes, okay, but you have to also consider that, let's say you don't wear your seatbelt, you get in a fucking nasty car accident, you get ejected from the vehicle, and you fucking splatter over I-4, somebody's now got to clean you up. And then they got to take that home with them, some dead mangled guy on I-4. Yeah, sure, you're dead, you don't give a fuck anymore, and it's your life sort of thing, but you got to think, like, all that could have been prevented, but now, like, somebody, whether it be the cops that showed up at the scene or the medical aid, now have to deal with a corpse unnecessarily, and probably not the greatest of sights, because if you ever seen any fucking car accidents, it's not pretty. at all when these things go, and especially when you're not wearing your seatbelt and limbs fly off and beheadings happen, and it's a nasty fucking gory business. And yes, I get it. The other argument is, well, it's no guarantee it'll save my life. Again,
or it'll trap me in the car if I drive
it'll at least keep you into the car. Yeah, let's say you do still die from it. At least you're not all over all over I-4 or whatever road you frequent for all to see your gory guts all over the place, you know. And then the third one, this argument pisses me off the most. Well, motorcycles don't have to wear them. You motherfucker. Okay, so yeah, let's say something does happen. You go down on a motorcycle. Now I'm strapped to, I don't know, anywhere between 400 to 800 pounds of metal flipping and rolling with me strapped to it. Yeah. That sounds like a good fucking idea. But then they'll make that same argument. Like, well, then I'm in a car. Like, well, a car has things enclosure, around it. Yeah. They have roll cages. Motorcycles don't. Being ejected from a motorcycle is usually the best case.
Best option.
Yeah. You know, I've been in a couple of motorcycle accidents. It really sucks. If you're properly geared for it and the collision wasn't too bad, you can walk away from it like I did and several others have as well. But yeah, there is that off chance that you may fucking slam into something and you're dead too. We understand the risk when jumping on a motorcycle, at least I do. So, but again, to force a fucking motorcycle seatbelt law is fucking stupid, because all motorcyclists would be guaranteed death or at least missing limbs by getting dragged by their fiery freaking motorcycle. Anyways, I just don't understand why some people have such a huge problem wearing seatbelts. You know, I don't know. What do you have anything to fucking add to this? It's just beyond me. I don't get it. They're like, oh, fucking click a ticket. They're just trying to charge me.
Yeah, a lot of people see it as a way to charge, which, of course, fine. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna find any way to get money out of you. But it's not like, they're saying, oh, well, you have to wear a seatbelt because that makes me money. No, they're saying you have to wear a seatbelt because that prevents me from taking a mop and mopping you off the highway. And now I have to do more paperwork.
Yeah.
I have to go tell your family what an idiot you were. Like, that's really my stance.
The other thing too is my other argument to it is a lot of the newer cars today, I think anything probably made from 2000 on up. I mean, don't quote me on that. If you don't put your fucking seatbelt on, bing, 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 yeah. Bang,
and there are people who will drive with it on.
I mean, even with the music blaring, you can still hear it. Mm-hmm. And that's fucking annoying.
It's so fucking annoying. I hate it. It makes me okay, fine.
You know what they should do, though, is before the car even starts up, you fucking have to, before you can even start your car, the seatbelt has to be...
Yeah.
I'm sure that could easily be fucking rendered into the starter, where once that seatbelt's on... I mean, yeah, sure, you might have the one asshole who's like, oh, what's to stop him from just clicking in and sitting on the seatbelt? Sure, yeah, that dumbass. But at least...
Yeah, but what an effort to go through.
Right? Why the fuck do you do all that when you could just, fucking put it on?
Put it on.
I don't know. It takes all of 2 seconds. It's not that uncomfortable.
No, it's not.
It's not uncomfortable at all. I don't get it.
Oh, it can break your collarbone. But yeah? All right. Well, I'd rather my collarbone be broken than again being wiped up on the fucking highway,
by a Dodge Charger,
and getting hit by a Dodge Charger.
And it's just a thing too. The poor fucking guy driving the Dodge Charger.
I know. Now you've affected someone else.
Right.
Now your stupidity has affected someone.
I would imagine that whoever was driving that Dodge Charger, it probably had to cry themselves to sleep and is probably traumatized for life now because they fucking hit some dude that flew out of their car. That's got to cause at least some sort of trauma, I would imagine. Yeah. He's going to have flashbacks, or she...
Just a complete asshole because they're driving a Dodge Charger.
This is possible, but... I don't know. I would imagine, you... I mean, technically, yeah, it's not your fault. You didn't kill him, but you still kind of killed him.
Yeah.
But still. You gotta stick with that. That kind of sucks. So, anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for our episode. Remember, just fucking be safe. Wear a seatbelt. It's not that fucking hard. Just do it.
Yes,
please. Thank you.
Click it and stick it.
Click it and tell the man to stick it.
Yeah, click it and tell the man to stick it.
Yeah, that way you don't have to pay a ticket.
Yeah, well, even more tickets or possibly stick time.
And that way you get to stay alive, hopefully.
Mix it up and experiment. See what you can get away with your local law enforcement.
Oh, you know what though? That's a funny thing. Apparently, it's totally cool putting a dummy on the back of a motorcycle and driving around, as long
That's
as it's
weird.
as long as it's not any sort of hazard where it's going to fly off and hit traffic. You're totally cool.
Why is that?
I don't know why. But I was literally watching one of my buddies' little moto vlogging, and they literally drove up to a police station with a dummy strapped to their back. Was like, "Is this legal?" They're like, "Yeah."
I don't see why not, weirdo.
They were just like, "Yeah." Anyways,
Where
weird
you doing
fucking
your part
laws.
home?
Have a good week, guys. We'll see you guys next week with Chris
Yes, I
Otako.
promise.
Let's do it.
Bye.